Alright, doing a quick little board video of me doing Platinum Fields. So this is my build. Right now I'm on my Pistolier on a movement speed set, card, speed cards, using Gale Wind Rune. Just for a little bit DPS adds, but I rarely ever use this skill. Everything else is just for movement speed. Now as far as said, I'm using learning just because I didn't feel like switching to the swiftness sets. And the reason why you would want to use a swiftness set for this is because the more speed you have, the faster your runs will be. Now, one thing you want to do is get as close as possible to the cap movement speed, which is 1 right now. With just this set that I'm using, Spirit Absorption level 3, and random rock that I cut that had Spirit. And right now I'm using my normal rating and chaos thunder. If you really want to sweat, you can get some level 5s and put uh cooldowns on Destrous Shot and Somersault, but it's not really needed. But like I said, you just want to have the most moment speed. Now, key for running. Before I do that, this is my stuff for selling. Just finished the run, and I pretty much listed. This is what I have now. We'll see what I have at the end. Now, first start, you have like a 15-second timer. I do for those first 15
If
seconds,
you
the
find
way I
any platinum
is
gatherables,
find the
please bring
cypress
them to
tree
me. I'll
location
exchange them for
and
platinum
the
coins.
alt altite, I believe is pronounced. Find which ones are the closest. So I have a few right side. I'm gonna go to this right side first. Now you want to find the reason why you want to find the location of the because you get these busts, as you probably already know. First one you gain is movement speed, and you only gain the movement speed
You
by
found some. Now,
getting
bring them to the
these
starting point.
little
They'll break
ores
apart if they
from
receive too much
specific
damage. So try using the
trees,
trust skill.
flowers, and mining. The first one is movement speed. The second one get is for uh, reduce the chance of your ability on your gear
Oh, this brilliant
from
glow.
going down,
Please go find some
because
more.
your gear
I'll pay
stuff
you
can
platinum
go down
coins
and
for the
it's but
gatherables you bring.
wow, why'd I do that? And the third buff is pretty much just opening up secret room. The faster you find the first two ores for I guess. The faster you find the first two, faster you can go around collecting flowers. So that way, you have a cleaner second run. And the reason why you want to do this is because you end up sell all this stuff for gold. So why the stuff even sells is because some people like to create
Oh,
their own battle
this
items
brilliant
inside the
glow.
shop.
Please go find some more. I'll pay you platinum coins for the
Since I got the
gatherables you
first
bring.
two, I can pretty much just farm. This is good. Let me real. So for the last buff, part of the buff, this one needs two different One can be the one you will get naturally from just collecting the flower from the
Oh,
pure white
this
leaves
brilliant glow.
flowers,
Please go find some more.
and the other
I'll
one
pay you
can
platinum
be
coins for the
either
gatherables you bring.
either or the flowers, the mining, or the cypress. Normally, the way I do it is have one be the flower since you naturally get it from the flower, and the other one is whichever one is closest that I can get of the or and or tree. Now, after you get everything, you can turn it in and it will reset the spawn the spawning nodes for all the things that you've collected on the map. Oof, sorry, had a burp there. So now what I'm doing is collecting, clearing out the map. I'm not I'm only doing things that are close, not really out the way, so that way I have more time for the special zone right here because those the special zone has more get pretty much gives more mats, honestly. So that and I play like this only because some runs the trees do not spawn in the same like the everything spawns in the same location, but the specific trees, specific flowers, and mining nodes are not always spawning in the same location. So I just type it in, a quick search, and they will end up being highlighted on the map. Now, there's many different ways you can do this. It's the way I just said. You can decide to go for everything first and then go through it, but whenever I've tried that method, I always run out of time before I can uh, fully clear out this bottom part right here. So I normally tend to do it. And also, when you're collecting these flowers and mining nodes and whatnot, depending on any extras that you kill, there's a chance you end up finding the second one of the uh, little ores. But the issue is that when you go for the second clear, they will spawn right on top of it. So what I do is try to move it off to the side. And as I mentioned before, uh, as I mentioned before, with these ores spawning at all different locations, trying to find the closest ones, you normally tend to look at the map, see which ones are closest, and then after you're done collecting these flowers, go to whichever one is closest, turn it in, so that way you can start the second clear. Now the good thing on this side is that there's these little rafts, and if you can, oh shit, oh there's a tree there. I got stuck on it. Well, already down here. Oh, this is not. So what you could have done is if I would have gotten like chopped that tree and there would have been a chance of the ore spawning on that from me chopping it down, can do is just hop on the raft so that way you don't have to take the long way through the mobs because if the mobs hit you, there is a chance if the mobs hit you 5 times, they will end up uh breaking the ore. When the ore breaks, that means you have to find a new one and eventually bring it back to the safe area. Now that I got this last one, just gotta bring it down to the safe area. So that way I can do my second run. This spot right here kind of sketchy because the lower your movement speed, the higher chance of those hitting you. This is the special area.
Nahun's domain is like a treasure island that has yet
So
to be
now,
discovered.
let's open up the map, collect what's, I can close this one since I don't need it anymore. Let's leave this map open, go around collecting the flowers as fast as possible. It is best to do this at level 30 because level 30 foraging because at level 30 foraging you do end up getting a buff which at 5 stacks it gives you 3 buff called green thumb, and what it does is just makes it super fast on collecting. The faster you can collect, the more of these you can gain. I
Didn't
ignore
I
these two
tell you
because they're
earlier?
all the
Each
way out the
person
air,
can bring
all
only the
the way
designated amount of gatherables.
like naturally out the way and kind of messes up the run. Collecting, ensure you don't lose that green thumb buff, because you will end up having to get it if you end up losing it. Stuff being sold. I know back in the day when people used to do this, post the videos, it comes out to like 50K, but now that prices have ranked, for these materials have increased on a market, naturally, the prices increase. That gain will, I mean, I think last time I did this, I ended up getting something like 20 something K, a good run, but the runs do vary depending on how close the ores you end up picking up are, and if you mess and mess up and like what I just did and waste time on picking up after you lock the secret ally. It is a bit sweaty though, I will say. This is something you can always do on like a weekend before, well, a couple days before our weekly reset. That way, if you don't really have anything to do after you dailies, you rested chaos dungeon, guardian raids, if or whatever you do, fishing. This, uh, hope it's this. I didn't get trapped. Now that I'm pretty much done collecting everything, I have roughly around 2 minutes, 2 seconds. And this is secret area. Everything here is purple. Will give you a whole lot more. And as you all know, the higher your uh, life skills tool is, the more material you gain. Right now I'm using a relic
Would you look at the time? We have to leave very soon. You should hurry up and
stats.
finish
Love
what
it.
you were doing.
Now what I do after this area is you can go back out and try to pick up the little stragglers depending on how much time you have. What I do is just pick up uh, the little mining nodes here because I do dis dispatching in my stronghold. These will help. Got a minute left, so I'll probably be able to clear this all out. Uh, if you do end up getting ores over on this side, one thing you can do is carry the ores to this little bridge right here. And what you can do is bring both, like all the ores that you have, if it's two, one, three, you can put them all on a raft and it will bring you towards this little area down here. Just pick them up and drag them all. That's my run. I pretty much sold everything. Not a little, not too shabby. Let's see, let me pull up a calculator.